Sometimes it's not prayer and fasting, it's not money, it's not relationship you need. What you need is growth. I talk so much about cause and effect because that is how life operates. There are things today we experience that's a consequence of one problem. It's like a hydra snake, different manifestations, but one snake. Say for instance, let me introduce the problem of the absence of finances in your life. It has so many manifestations. Your marriage is in jeopardy. Your children don't respect you. Your children can't afford to go to better education. They can't afford better education. As a consequence, the environment and the kind of people they meet subjugates them, converts them into something that is incongruent with your values. You have all kinds of health challenges. You're beginning to deteriorate. You're beginning to deteriorate. Not necessarily as an attack or some kind of spiritual problem, but as a consequence of the environment. That as you sleep, there's kerosene, there's some kind of acid behind or beside. You inhale. The way to solve that problem is not by attacking it individually. Children respect me. Marriage, let's see how we can fix it. The way to solve that problem is by getting money. Getting money is not the nucleus of tonight's discourse, but for the sake of that analogy, the solution is money. The solution to most of your problems today is growth. Majority of you try to attain a reality that is not yet time to receive. And I've said it in my previous video on growth. You can go check that out. If you force your way into a reality that you're not prepared for, the chances and the laws of God's justice system will make sure you progress back to baseline. You see lottery winners, once they attain a reality that is incongruent with their level of growth, they waste it all. It's like iron. If you tilt the thermostat to the highest, so once the energy or once the heat is beyond that thermostat, it will off. If you understand the law of mechanics in aviation, it's meant to bring the plane back to its original trajectory. So if a plane begins to deviate, the law of cybernetics will kick in and insist it goes back to the trajectory. It's the same thing with your mindset. Once you have not attained a stature, once you've not grown to a certain realm, pursuing it will only cost you pain. So the best way to attain that stature, the best way to get the Bentley, the best way to get the penthouse, the best way to bask in luxury and not to go down with shame is to grow. Grow to that realm. Focus on growth and every single thing are additional bonus. There was a point in my life where I would use the bus for most of my journeys. 10, 13, 15 hours on the road because it was more economy at the time. Once I begin to focus on growth, focusing on my purpose, trying to add value, I had no idea when I began using plane, when I began using plane because the level of what I do requires time and a 13-hour journey can be compressed to an hour. I'll take it even though it costs thrice or four times the price. I'll take it. Bro, I never consciously wanted to fly. I never consciously like airplane. No, no, no. Never consciously or put money from this account or that account in order to make that experience possible. No, growth. Once you focus on growth, things begin to come. You see, as you begin to grow in your mind, there are certain clothes that will run away from you. This has nothing to do with pride, humility. No, there are certain things that are inconsistent with that level of transformation. For instance, if the president walks in here, I'm starving, would your response be, there are a lot of restaurants around the country. There's one here, there's one there. Would that be your response? No. You will borrow money, pause this video, get the food on your knees, please eat it in my presence and give me a job. Why? Because his level of transformation makes that situation inconsistent. It is impossible. Like the president, you can sustain the mindset of a millionaire. And when I say the president, majority of you are folks of more fixated on the position and the person because you truly believe position of a president is something that can, let's not use president since it's politics. Say a CEO of a publicly traded company. You're more fixated on the position than the mindset. It's the same thing with Gateman. This man, all he does is to sit on his office, read books, scribble things on pieces of paper. He's angry and arrogant. Now advice, switch them. The first thing you notice, people don't really need to go to the office. They stop at the gate. The second thing, while the CEO at the gate is trying to automate the movement, the other one is eating all the wafers and candy, the one meant for him as well as visitors. The day he sits on that chair is the beginning of the decline. Shares begin to plummet, people are being fired, money, tons of finances is laundered out, and he's looking at the air condition. Okay, this air condition costs how much? CCTVs are becoming expensive, and at the end of the day, he will steal everything and run away. It's the equivalent to that iron. Once the frequency is higher than what you regulated on the thermostat, it will off. It's the pressure to implode inside. Focus on growth. Focus on growth. My friend, more than the luxury bag, more than the latest devices, more than the next big thing, focus on growth. Focus on growth. Your growth is linked to your mindset. Your growth is linked to your mindset. Your growth is linked to your mindset. So in order to grow, you have to grow here. You see people today praying for things they cannot handle. God, give me a mall, but you manage a mom and pop shop of which you're present every single day. Yet things go missing, the place is unkempt, staffs are disrespectful to customers, there is no values, no ethics, and you want to manage a supermarket that relies heavily on CCTV cameras because of the endless hours. You would implode. It's impossible. Even your staff will become part of the criminals. Yeah. The problem was not the vessel, or the problem was not the oil, is that the vessel hosting it was very small. Elijah gave a recommendation applicable to you. Go and borrow vessels. Borrow not a few. You don't need to borrow oil, borrow vessels. And when the vessel begins to expand, the oil expanded. God wants to help you, but your vessel is too small. Your vessel is too small. It's time to grow. It's time to expand. It's time to enlarge your capacity. Borrow not a few. Don't borrow oil. Don't borrow hair. Don't borrow car. Borrow vessel. Expand. Enlarge your capacity. Live in a world today where people are ashamed of process. So if you meet me in a very small apartment with a candle and I'm reading my books, I will feel ashamed and I'll have to borrow house in order to sell a false narrative of success. The Bible does not leave us in the dark as men can rise. It said, though your beginning shall be small, thy later end shall greatly increase. So focus on growth and you'll be fine. As always, my friend, it's a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you when in the next one.